Hello guys, welcome to another video in the series of coding. Today we are going to do the problem. It's called maximum product of word lengths. So you are given a string array words. You have to return the maximum value of length of word of I into length of word of j, where the two words do not share common letters, and if no such two words exist, then you have to return 0. Let's try to take an example to understand this. So here you are given 6 words. Let's see the first word and the second word. Now they share common letters A and B, right? So you cannot take both of them. But let's say the first word and the third word. Now both of them have no common letters at all, right? Because all the letters in both the words are different. So in this case, you can consider this. This is of length 4, and in this word there are 3 letters. So 4 into 3 is 12. 12 is one possible answer, but it need not be the answer because you have to return the maximum possible answer. Okay. So how do we? I have A, B, C, W, right? A corresponds to 0, B corresponds to 1, okay? Similarly, C corresponds to 2, and W, let's see what does W correspond to. So Z is 26, Y is 25, X is 24, and then W will be 23, okay? So W corresponds to 23. So what if, okay, I have a word, I have a number. Initially, the number has 26 characters and all the characters are 0, okay? So this is the number. Let's say it has up to 26 characters and this entire number is 0, okay? But let's say at the 0th position from the end, I mark it as 1, okay? That means that A is present in the number. Similarly, at the first position, I know a character is present, so I again mark it as 1, okay? That means that B is also present in the number. Similarly, at the second position, I again mark it as 1. Similarly, at the 23rd position, right? Somewhere here, let's say, I mark it as 1, okay? Let's say this is the 23rd position. So this corresponds to W and so on, right? So this is a binary number, right? So I can just compare. This is my first number, okay? Now let me write the same thing for the next number, which is foo, okay? Which is foo. So I write the same thing. I have another number which can at max take up to 26 characters, right? So what I do in this number also, what is F? F corresponds to 6, right? And similarly O corresponds to 15, and this also corresponds to 15, right? So whatever it is, so corresponding to F, right, I mark this as 1, and corresponding to O, again I mark it as 1, okay? So now when I take the AND of these both numbers, right, when I take the AND of these two numbers, what will I get? If there is no matching character, right, at the F position this is 1, but at the F position, right, at the F position this will be 0, right? So if I take the AND of this number, I will get 0 here. Similarly, at the O position this is 1, but at the O position, right, this will be 0, and so on, right? So at whatever, if they don't have any common characters, if I take the AND of these both numbers, if I take the AND of them, then I will get a number which is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So this is how I can easily check if both the numbers have any common characters or not. So this is a simple logic that we are going to use to solve this problem. Now let's go forward to coding it, right? So what we are going to do is, we are going to iterate first of all over all the numbers. So I am going to declare this. Now what I am going to do, I am storing this state of the number, right? This is the state of a number, right? So I can store it, okay, in a state array. State array just represents wherever I have the corresponding characters, right? There I am going to make it 1, okay, and the remaining characters I am going to leave it as 0. So simply we can make a state array, okay? We can make a state array, state vector, and it will also have the same size as the size of the words vector, okay? Now what I am going to do, how to mark the state of it? It's very simple, right? What happens is, first of all, let me iterate for each character in the word. What I'm going to do, if that character, right, suppose that character is A, then what I'm going to do, okay, if the character is A, that means at the end I'm going to mark it as 1, okay? So what I'm doing, if the character is B, that means I am marking this as 1. So what I'm doing, I am just left shifting. B corresponds to 1, right? So if I left shift this number, right, if I left shift this number 1 times, then I will get the corresponding number 1, 0, right? See what I'm going to do. Let's see. Wait a minute. I have the number 0, 0, 0, okay? Let's consider the simple case. Let's say I have a number A, B, C, W. I have to mark its state. So what I'm going to do, corresponding to A, I have 0, right? So I'm going to left shift 1 0 times. That means just this digit I am going to go and mark it as 1. Similarly, I see B is 1, right? So I am going to left shift 1 times, and what I am going to do, if I left shift 1 times, I'm going to get this number, right? So I'm going to take the OR of it with this number and I'm going to make this as 1. Similarly, C is 2, right? So I'm going to left shift 1 2 times. If I left shift 1 2 times, I come here, right? I come here. By left shifting 1 2 times, I reach this digit and I'm going to make it as 1, and so on, right? Similarly, W is whatever it is, 23, right? So whatever, I am going to left shift 1 by 23 times, and when I left shift 1 by 23 times, I am going to come and I am going to reach somewhere here, and at that 0 I am going to change it and I am going to mark that as 1, so that I get this state of this number. So that's what I am going to do. I am going to left shift it by whatever C minus A, because A corresponds to 0. So whatever character I have, which is the character C, I am going to left shift it by that many times and I am going to mark it in the state, so that I get the final state. So I am taking, to form the final number, I am going to take OR each time, right? So that I mark 1 wherever I need to mark it. Okay, so now I have the state, so I can write state of I. So for each word I have the state. Now what I do, I declare a number answer that I am going to return finally. And what I am going to do, I am going to iterate from the beginning till now to see which words are having, okay, state which gives AND of 0, right? So see what I am going to do, state of I and state of J, if AND of both of them is 0, right? So if not of this, that means AND of both of them is 0, there is no common letter. This will ensure that there is no common letter, because if there is even one common letter, right? Okay, let's consider the case if I have one word ABC and I have, let's say, another word AND or something. So what I'm going to do, see these two words, what will be the binary number representation of this? I have a word ABC, right? So I'm going to initially I have everything 0 at A, B and C positions, right? Corresponding to A, B and C positions, I am going to mark it as this. Similarly, if I have a word AND, right, initially I have everything as 0, but in this corresponding to the A position, there will be a, I am going to mark it as 1, right? So when I take the AND of these two numbers, here I will get 1, I will not get a 0, right? That means this AND will not be 0. That means that these two have common letters. So if the AND is 0, then only they have no common letters, right? If there is no common letter, then I can just see, okay, so words of I dot size into words of J dot size. This is what is asked of me in the answer. If this length is greater than the current stored answer length, right, that means I can just save it as my current answer, and finally I can just return answer. Okay, that's it. This is the entire code. Once I give return answer, I can run this code and I can submit and see if it is getting accepted. So it's accepted. Thank you for being patient and listening.